Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Pam with Perfectly Holistic, and welcome back to another episode of Energy Testing Live. Wanted to show you guys, Gun is here tonight, hanging out with us on the platform. So we would love to know if you're watching. Go ahead and drop a comment, say hello, so we can say hi back. Love to get your thoughts and your questions for tonight's Energy Testing Live. We still have a couple spots, so if you have a cat and you want me to try to do some energy testing free of charge, feel free to email a photo of your cat along with a brief description of the concern you have. Email it to me at pam@purrrfectlyholistic.com, and we'll add you to tonight's lineup. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to jump in with one of our first kitties. Just a second. I'm going to pull it up here. Where is Mr. Wolfie? Okay. So we'll give you guys a couple seconds to pop in. So how was your week? Hopefully everybody's doing well. How are your cats? Gunner is getting very spoiled right now, sitting here. He loves to be on when I'm on. He's hilarious. Okay, so I see several of you are popping in. Thank you for coming in. Let's see who else is coming in. Say hello so I can tell me where you're from. Love to see what our reach is, just out of curiosity. Okay, get down. So yeah, I'm excited about tonight. This is always fun for me to do one of my favorite things, and that is muscle testing or energy testing. Just as a really quick reminder, muscle testing is not used to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. We are just testing to see what resonates as a stressor or an imbalance or weakness to the body, and find out what makes it strong. So I tend to use a pendulum because it is quick and easy when I am doing a lot of testing. Otherwise, my fingers get very, very tired very quickly. So Facebook user Burlington, Massachusetts, hello, welcome to tonight's broadcast. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to jump in to our first kitty. And it's really cute. This little guy's name is Wolfie. And Susie Bell, thank you so much for submitting your sweet, precious boy. Okay, here is a little background. So Wolfie came to me from a rescue about 6 years ago. They were going to put him down the next day. He was the typhoid Mary in the sense that he had been brought in the illness. He brought in the illness to Hobbs and his brother. The beginning of Hobbs' struggles. Wolfie has been more and more needy. He's been crying outside my son's door and in my room and office. He often wants to be picked up. He definitely has abandonment issues, but there seems to be more to it lately. I have him on supplements. He eats the same as Hobbs, that's our other kitty, homemade raw and a few good brands of wet mixed in. He's an indoor kitty. Okay, so one of the things that I go through, do we send you pictures? Let me answer the questions real quick. Yes, you need to send me a picture. Email it to, hi Jay, email it to pam@purrrfectlyholistic.com. I need a picture of the kitty by itself, so not with any other pets. You can't be holding it because I need to test its energy, not anybody else's in the picture. So yeah, that would be great. And then I've got my email open, so I will be checking for those submissions. Okay. What's up, Jay? So great to see you here. Okay, so I'm going to start with Mr. Wolfie. Okay, so I am going to first check on, since it seems like he's having some emotional issues. That's what I'm going to start with. So I'm going to look for emotional blocks. So First of all, I'm going to test my polarity. Just make sure that it's balanced. Okay, good. I am good to go. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Wolfie has emotional blocks. Yeah, there's definitely emotional blocks. And let's see, are there environmental stressors? Yes. Are these people? Are they cats? Cats. Okay. Let's see. Is there an underlying health issue at this time? No. Let's see if there are traumatic events. No. Let's see here. I'm wondering, are there environmental stressors from outside the home? No, just inside the home. So I'm picking up, let's see. So there are cats that are stressors. Is Hobbs a stressor? Yes, Hobbs is a stressor. And is the other kitty also a stressor to Wolfie? Yes. So he might be having there might be some interaggression of some kind, jealousies between the three of them, which is so not uncommon when you're dealing with multi-cat households. And let's see if there are body systems that resonate with him. Yes. Immune, digestive, no. Nervous system. So nervous system. So this has me wondering about glands. Any glands resonating? Adrenals? Yes, adrenal glands. This is stress. So my best suggestion is do some energy work to identify the emotional blocks. And it's kind of similar to what we did with Hobbs. And so we can figure out exactly which emotions are resonating, which blocks are there, and figure out how to clear this resonance between Hobbs and Wolfie and the other cat in Wolfie, and then give you some tools like confidence building sessions come to mind. Maybe cat calm, some kind of a calming supplement can be beneficial in these kind of cases. And hang on one second, I'm going to put the email here. There you go. Okay, so that should show up. So yeah, let me see if emotional support, herb garden. You know, one of my favorite tools these days is using herb gardens. And I have to give credit to Julianne Thorne at Naturally Cats, because I've learned so much from her about using herbs with cats. And so it's all based on zoopharmacognosy, where the cats have the ability to self-select the herbs that they need to heal emotionally and physically. And she has some great gardens that she's already put together with specific herbs that really address certain emotions and conditions. And so I'm checking to see if an anxiety garden, nope, the comforting garden would work. An uplifting garden, or a comforting garden would be beneficial for him. And basically, it's really easy. You can go to Naturally Cat's website and look at her shop and then look at the herb gardens, and she's already got them listed out. Just check to see what herbs are listed under those two gardens. And that's where I would start with. And maybe set out, if you can get one of her kits, that's great. I know that she sells them directly from the UK, but you can also order them through Dr. Judy Morgan's site and play with that a little bit. So set out a little towel and put a teaspoon or two of the herbs on the towel in little piles, and then just let the cat self-select. And it'd be great for your other guys too. So if there's any kind of dysresonance in the home, it can be very comforting. So we just need to figure out what those emotional blocks are and clear those. And that should ease a lot of his clinginess and crying. So I'm just guessing that he feels maybe picked on. There's something going on between the three of them. So that's what I would look at to do for him. And let me see if I can see. Okay, I'm looking to see if we have any emails. I'm watching for Boston's email come through. Okay, I'll give it a couple more minutes. So yeah, feel free to drop your questions in here. And Susan, I hope that helps give you some ideas. I don't see anything energetically related to diet or immune system or anything like that. I think really this is an emotional thing and just resonance between the guys. For whatever reason, you know, they can get jealous of each other in a flash in a multi-cat household. So confidence building sessions where you take a cat by himself. So take Wolfie by himself in a bedroom, shut the door, and then take his favorite toy or a wand toy of some kind. Dr. Marcy Koski taught me this in one of her lectures. Just one-on-one play sessions for 15, 20 minutes a day, you know, twice a day if you can. And just see him come out of his shell and build his confidence. So when he is out of the room and he's on his own, intermingling with the cats, he's a lot more confident and less likely to have those, to give off an air of discomfort and anxiety around the other cats, which, you know, they would feed on. So we want to build his confidence and work on that. So the herbs and the confidence building and then clearing those emotional blocks where I would start with him. And he's so pretty. I wish you guys could see him. So yeah, drop a question if you guys have any questions in here. Let me know if that makes sense. And I'm going to keep watching for an email. So yeah, so what else is going on with you guys this week while I wait for email to come through? I would love to help some more people if you guys want me to test anybody else. This is kind of fun, and I'll take this opportunity to give a plug to Dr. Judy Morgan's Natural Pet Care Summit that's coming up later this month, the 20th through the 22nd of May. You'll be hearing about this. We'll be doing some marketing here in the next week or two. Well, you can sign up for this free online event and hear lots of great presenters talk about natural pet care. So I will be one of those teaching muscle testing. So would love to share that ability and teach you guys how to do this. It's not hard. Everybody can do it. So yeah, and I have to tell you guys, I wish I could turn the camera around because I have wild cottontails in my yard with birds, and they're eating all the bird seed that's dropped onto the ground. They're so cute. I'm obsessed with cottontails these days because I've never lived in the area where they were just running around wild. It's so much fun. So anyway, yeah, let's see what else we've got over here. So yeah, let me know if you got that email address that I dropped in for you. If you're having trouble getting the email over, we want to be sure to hurry up and get that over so we can get started on it. Let's see. I also got a photo of a kitty today whose mama suspects she has a rodent ulcer, and based on the image of the picture, I would have to agree. And with rodent ulcers, there can be a lot of different reasons that cats can develop rodent ulcers. It's really it can be an overactive immune system in a lot of cases, and in the cases that I have personally worked with, it tends to be vaccine related, or some kind of stressor that is creating this hyperactive immune response, and they create these ulcers around their mouth and lips. So it's just also really important to remember, you guys, we can take any cat who has some kind of a condition going on, and we can think in the way we've been trained for years and years and years is to find a solution to that particular symptom. it's like, oh, let's put a Band-Aid on that, and then let's put a Band-Aid on this, and you're playing a whack-a-mole game with symptoms. So it's just really important to remember that you want to get to the root cause of a problem, and you don't want to be playing the whack-a-mole game with symptoms. So I could give you a list of all these great supplements to use for whatever, symptoms are going on, but I want you to shift your mindset to start to do some research and figure out, okay, what could all the potential causes of this particular condition be? And go through that, do some deep dives, do some research, spend some time online and look at alternative holistic type of sites, look at traditional medical sites, and then just kind of line it all up and get as many clues as you can and try to see if you can determine what the underlying cause may be based on the history, maybe what you've been feeding, what kind of toxic exposure they've had, whether that's, flea and tick meds, whether that's vaccine related, whether it's just being outside exposed to things like glyphosate and herbicides and things like that. So we got to look at the big picture and what could be causing or contributing to this condition where you're seeing symptoms. But, in chronic situations, we typically have to understand that when you start to see symptoms, the issue has been there. So you just hadn't noticed until it reached a tipping point level, and then all of a sudden there are symptoms. So we want to make sure that you understand, even in like digestive issues and chronic immune system issues, there was a problem a while back, and you just didn't realize it until all of a sudden your cat starts acting differently and having symptoms of some kind. So we have to go sometimes way back and look at the history, maybe a year or two, maybe 5 years, and just see if you can start to identify the triggers and remember when you started to see little signs that something was off, something was wrong. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're taking a holistic approach. We want to treat the whole pet. You don't want to just zero in on one particular part, like the stomach or the pancreas or whatever. They're all connected. The body works as a system. And so in order to get the best response, you have to look at the whole cat. You have to look at the whole being. So it's a holistic approach. So we look at emotions, we look at physical, we look at spiritual. What is interfering? What is causing interference? What is causing stress or imbalance? And that's where we need to start. And then what you'll notice is when you address the root cause of the problem, all the other symptoms just kind of disappear. And that's when you know you've hit the nail on the target. So it's just a good reminder, because we are so conditioned to think about a pill for all ills. And, that's just the way our society has been run for many, many decades, ever since Rockefeller took over the medical establishment. So you have to kind of shift. And I promise you will get so much better results when you take a holistic approach and find the root cause. And sometimes that can take a little while. It can take a lot of some more diagnostics and testing and things like that. But if you can step back and keep an open mind, you'd be really surprised the answers that you can glean. Okay, so let's see if there is checking. Okay. All right. So, okay, we've got a couple more here. So, Christina, look at your sweet boy. Okay, so Ben just had his first treatment for anemia. Oh my goodness. Okay, he's an only kitty now, lost his sister 2 years ago. And my mom. It's been hard on him. He's 19. Oh, that's awesome. And he's so pretty. He almost looks brown. Reminds me of my other cat, Hershey. So my question is, do you know why he's anemic? That's what I would want to find out. Did the vet share any kind of insight or thoughts on why he would be anemic? Does he have a history of kidney disease? Is there blood showing up in the urinalysis or the kidneys? That's one of the things I would ask. Be good to ask your vet that. And let's see, anemia. I want to know what kind of diet he's on. You can help anemic cats by feeding them like red meat diets that have the hemoglobin in them from the red meats. So things like beef and lamb. Thinking is venison red meat? I want to say it is. So think about maybe adding some of that, and even like some organ meat if you can find. I guess, gosh, even treats, organ meat treats might be a great option too to add in. Okay, so let's see. So asking Ben, so anemia, let's find out. Their body system resonating, yes. Is it immune system? No. Is it digestive system? Digestive system is coming up. Is urinary system? Urinary system is coming up. So that makes me think, is bladder? No. Kidneys? Kidneys. Stomach, intestines. Intestines. Colon? No. Liver resonate? No. So I would look at what he's eating. And bacteria? No. Is he on kidney support? If not, that might be a good idea. And as far as glands, hormones, cells, so red blood cells, obviously red blood cells are going to come up. Let's find out if there's anything emotional. Are there emotional blocks? Yes. Are there environmental stressors? Yes. People, pets. Pet stressors are coming up. Is there one pet? Are there pets that resonate as a stressor? Maybe there's other pets in the home. Let's see here. Let's see, just out of curiosity, does grief resonate? No, but there's emotional blocks. Yes, definitely emotional blocks. So we could do some work together and clear some emotional blocks, as well as some environmental stressors that are probably related to those emotional blocks, and then find some supplements, maybe change of diet that would help support the kidneys and the stomach and intestines. Let's see, is lymphatic system? Nope. Intestinal system. Yeah, there's something out of balance with the intestinal system and the urinary system, and those are drainage pathways. So we want to make sure those are open and flowing, and that there's not any kind of infection going on. So that's kind of what I see for Ben. So let me come over here. Okay, so vet says kidney disease. Okay, so, okay, that makes sense. Did the vet do, Christine says, did the vet do the flea tick-borne anemia blood panel to identify and rule out any of the parasites associated with anemia? That's a good question for Ben's mama. I don't know. She didn't say. So, Christina, do you know if they did a flea tick-borne anemia blood panel? Let's see if do parasites resonate. No, parasites don't resonate. So it's something else going on with him. Let's see here. No other pets. Okay. I'm wondering. Let's see. Any entities? There are pets in spirit. I'll bet you his little sister. There is a pet that resonates. Is this a pet in spirit? Yes. So maybe a little stress. You know, cats can see stuff that we can't. They can see And they can see other spirits. They can see beings. It's pretty incredible what they can see that we can't. You ever see your cat staring up at the corner and just like is fixated on a spot, and you look up and there is nothing there? Doesn't mean there's nothing there. Just means they see something that you don't. So I'm betting some kind, bet maybe his sister in spirit is kind of hanging around. So that's interesting. Okay. So she says, no, they didn't do that flea tick-borne anemia blood panel. I didn't find parasites, so that's good. Okay. All right, well, I hope that gives you some good starting points. Okay, thank you. And we're going to move to Tony. So, a little cold. He has uveitis and glaucoma, also hyperthyroid. He was a feral. He's approximately 13. Okay, so let's check. Let's start. I like to start general and then work down. So let's see what body systems resonate with imbalance or stress. Is immune system? Yes. Is digestive, intestinal, interstitial. So definitely immune system, digestive system, no. Endocrine system, yes. So endocrine system, we know because of thyroid. And glaucoma, I want cardiovascular system, no. Okay. Uveitis. And Tony, you didn't say if you're using anything specific for those conditions. I'm reading your comments, Christy. Ben's sister. Yeah, he never really got along. Oh, yeah. I got goosebumps. Yeah, just ask yeah, I have Jay here about entities in her home. Cats. They pick up on everything. It's pretty fun. Yeah, nothing that you need to be concerned about. But yeah, they can be stressful to the resident cat who's still here. Okay, so uveitis is an infection. Yes. Are you using anything for the uveitis? Obviously, there's some eye issue. Is any viruses? No viruses resonate here. Is bacteria? Yes. Would Oxycat? Okay, so Oxycat by Feline Essential would be great to help with this in the eye. It does resonate with bacterial. So there may be some kind of infection there going on. New environmental sensitivities, no. Let's see. Lymphatic system resonates. So yeah. Okay, so definitely some lymphatic sluggishness. Does liver resonate? I would definitely use a liver supplement, like, let's see, milk thistle would work. The liver is sluggish, so the liver needs a little support. The eye, I would need to do a little bit more digging on glaucoma and root causes of that, because it's not something that comes across my platform every day, across my desk. So yeah. Okay, so Christine says the LifeWave X39 patch can help the glaucoma. Oh, very cool. That's very good to know. So yeah, LifeWave is phototherapy using the body's own body heat to activate the phototherapy in the patches. They're non-transdermal patches, and they help the body build new stem cells. So you're not adding anything foreign into the body. You're just helping the body build its own stem cells, and it can go help heal, repair, all that good stuff in the body for various conditions. We're not claiming that it can cure anything, but we are simply giving the body a tool so it can heal itself. So the X39 patch would be a great option for that. That's good to know. And I would just do some digging into the cause of the glaucoma and see if we can figure out what that root cause is and how we can better support the body. If he's not on like a thyroid supplement, I'm guessing he might be on some kind of a thyroid medication, but there's a possibility that you can add some, like an herbal supplement for thyroid. And just because thyroid issues can oftentimes be caused by endocrine disruptors like BPA and foods and phthalates and things like that, plastics, anything that can be an endocrine disruptor can affect that thyroid gland. So if you can eliminate canned products for him, maybe even eliminate seafood because it has naturally occurring BPA in it. We just don't want to contribute to anything that can help stabilize. And maybe he's stable right now with the medications, but if you wanted to add some extra natural support, there are ways you can certainly do that. And then maybe even homeopathy for the eye, the uveitis. Maybe homeopathy for the eye with euphrasia. Yeah, in fact, euphrasia 30C is testing really, really well. So I would look at using euphrasia for the uveitis. That seems to be testing well for him. So I hope that gives you some suggestions. Let's go over here to the comments. Colt has been on steroids. Okay. And Timolol for eye pressure, on Falimazole for thyroid. He just started to eat the protein rabbit. Okay. Anytime you're using a steroid, you're suppressing the body's immune system. And long-term steroids are not beneficial for many, many reasons. They can really do a number on the GI tract and the liver. So maybe that's why the liver resonates with needing a little support. And then Dr. Karen Becker recommends that any cat who is on a steroid needs to be on ion gut support for pets. And I do carry that at Purrrfectly Holistic because it is such a great product that seals the tight junctions that have opened in the intestinal lining that cause leaky gut. And steroids and chemicals and such do a lot of damage for that. So I would put him on the ion gut support for pets just for support, and then see what you can do to support his immune system so that ideally you would be able to wean him off with your vet's help off the steroid and treat the root cause of the uveitis. Let's see. Rabbit itself is a great protein. Okay. And then Christine says, I can't share photos of the dogs before and after, but not only in people, but pets also. She's talking about the glaucoma. Perfect. Yes, I will definitely look at that. Okay. So, and then I'm going to move on to Christine. Oh, okay. So here is a sweet baby. His name is Bucky. She says, do you think you could take a look at Bucky? He's a naughty boy with his litter pan issues for quite some time. And he's a Persian and he's shaved in a lion cut. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. So yeah, let's see what's going on with Mr. Bucky. Let's see. Our emotional blocks. Yeah. Okay, first of all, let's rule out, is there an underlying health condition for the naughty litter pan use? No, not getting an underlying health condition. Just to double check, I want to say, is bladder resonating on any level? No. So this is behavioral, in my opinion. Are there other cats that are stressors? And I know that you have an amazing facility over there. I'm wondering, I'm wondering if he needs another litter box, a litter pan that would be kind of for him, although I don't know if he's out running around with other kitties. Let's find out something else. I just thought of something. So, is the litter, the litter's a stressor. He doesn't like to litter. So I would explore another kind of litter for him. Is a litter box a stressor? No. Is a litter? He doesn't like the litter. So if you've changed the litter, that can upset a lot of cats. They're like, what happened to my potty box? This is not my litter. They don't like change. So I would go back and see what he was used to using when he was a good boy with the litter box habits. And you might need to switch the litter back for best results. Because obviously something about the litter he does not like. So my suggestion would be go back and do a little digging and figure out what kind of litter he likes. And if you're not sure, put 3 different kinds down and to start with in different textures and let him pick, and he'll show you which one he prefers. So that would be my recommendation. And there's definitely emotional stress here. So, and I can understand he's surrounded by other kitties and he may not be used to being with a lot of other cats. Some cats prefer to be by themselves. But I think if this is resonating with litter, so that's where I would go with that. And Tony has another comment. She goes, he's been on steroids. Okay, and Timolol. Tony, I'm not familiar with medication since I am not a vet. So I'm sure Timolol is great and it's working to some degree or to some level. But I'm going to double check and just make sure. Is Timolol in his highest and best good? Yes. Is this beneficial? Yes. So it's working for him. I would definitely continue that and figure out, again, what is the root cause or potential root cause for his glaucoma to begin with and work backwards. Okay. So Christine says, so Becky doesn't like the pine pellets, I guess. We'll do that. Thank you for the suggestions. It's great watching you do this to learn from someone experienced. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, sometimes it's just as easy. Oh, look who decided to say hi. This is Aylin. This is Naughty. This is a naughty girl, but she's so sweet. I love her. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? You hanging out? She wants to go watch the birds and the rabbits. Okay, so Tony has a question. Can a hyperthyroid cat eat wet foods that contain dried kelp? Just started Mercola Eye Support. Great product. Love Mercola's Eye Support. All their stuff is awesome. So that's a great suggestion. Can a hyperthyroid cat eat wet foods that contain dried kelp? Well, let's do this. Let's test. I don't like to put everything all in one basket and say it's all or nothing. For every cat, every body is different. So every product might be tested differently for different cats. But what we can do specifically is ask, how would we test this? Is dried kelp in his highest and best good? I'm getting a no. So I wouldn't use a kelp product with him. I think kelp is a source of iodine, so that's probably why it's not testing well. And so I wouldn't use that. That would not be a recommendation. Okay, any other questions? Let's see. Okay. Just a little side note, you guys. I do carry the LifeWave patches, but we ran into a little issue with compliance on the website. So we're in the process of transitioning to a LifeWave Perfectly Holistic landing page for patches. So that is in the works. So if you are interested, in the meantime, give us a couple days because we're having to develop that page, and then you'll be able to shop through our store, and it will direct you directly over to the new landing page for checking out for LifeWave patches. But if you do want to order some, reach out to me and we can definitely get those orders lined up for you. Okay. Any other questions tonight before we wrap up? I'm going to go back and check. Okay, how about Moses? Oh, look at this little guy. He's so cute. Moses. So she sent me a picture of Moses. He's an FIV guy who came here from the streets of Los Angeles after being attacked by a coyote. Oh my God, the poor baby. Another one with naughty litter pan habits. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see. Okay, is there an underlying health condition for the litter pan habits? No. Does bladder resonate on any level? No. Okay, so is litter a stressor? Yes, litter is a stressor. So are pine pellets a stressor for you? Yes. So I would say change the litter. Give him a different option. I don't know what he used before he came to see you, but yeah, I would change the litter or give him some choices, and he'll show you which texture that he likes the most. And there are like OcoCat is a pine base, but they make it and they kind of shred it, like kind of going through a wood chopper. It reminds me of the little pieces. Then they have really, really fine, and they have not so fine, and then of course they have pellets. And then I currently use the Waruva tea potty litter, which is tiny pellets, which is awesome. But again, not all cats like that. And there's so many different kinds of litters out there. You want to just make sure that what you're using isn't loaded with chemicals, doesn't have any fragrances in it. And I prefer not to use corn because so much corn has glyphosate in it. And even wheat products, it's just not really, I don't feel like it's really clean. Just the way it's harvested and all that stuff. Clay, there's a lot of back and forth. Some people like clay, some people don't like clay. Clay could potentially have heavy metals in it just because it's coming from the ground. We just don't know. So try to find a source that's as natural as possible that doesn't have a fragrance to it. And one that your cat will use is actually a real good litter. Okay, so we have another question here. So Tony says it's so hard to find a good quality wet food that does not have some kind of kelp. Tony, have you ever tried using Waruva? If you want like a canned or pouch type of food, or even consider trying freeze-dried food, rehydrating freeze-dried foods. Try saying that fast 10 times. Or even transitioning to a raw diet, because then you don't have to worry about a lot of the additives and preservatives because they use so much fresh natural ingredients, not necessarily kelp. So I would look at some different types of food. You just have to read labels. I tell that to people all the time. You just got to start to read the labels. But there are good brands out there. They're probably not going to be in every Petco or PetSmart necessarily, not your big box stores, but your small independent pet food stores will have typically some really good lines. So you just have to keep looking. There are really good brands out there for sure. Okay, so Christy says, do you accept emails to suggest products that would address what resonated with Ben? You know what? I would recommend doing an optimal cat health analysis with Ben so I can do a deep dive energetically to really identify all the stressors, all the imbalances with him, and find specific products that test well for him and give you specific protocols that would match those products. It does involve also some clearing energetic blocks, emotional blocks, and things like that as well. So it is a comprehensive evaluation energetically using muscle testing. So you can find that on my website at shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com under services. It's called the Optimal Cat Health Analysis. So that's what I would recommend starting with. Let's see. So Tractor Supply horse bedding, I love. It's just a few of them obviously don't. Moses and Becky, okay, thank you very much for your insight. Okay, awesome. You're so welcome. Okay, Tony says, would you like to do raw or lightly cooked? He does not like the freeze-dried. I would try different brands of freeze-dried. Some cats can actually have a block to freeze-dried. Some cats can have a block to raw food. So if you can clear those energetic frequencies, it opens them up. It opens their taste buds so that they are more receptive. And I can even do that for supplements that cats don't like. You could certainly do a lightly cooked or raw food with him. Might need to transition. It's all about the cat doing it in their timing so that we don't push something on them, all at once. They can go, wait, that's not my food. So you might have to do a slow transition, which is fine. Just make sure whatever you're using is complete and balanced. So if you're going to make your own homemade, follow a recipe that's complete and balanced. And there's a lot of sources online. I have some resources on my purrrfectlyholistic.com website, and Dr. Elisa Pearson at catinfo.org is a great resource for homemade diets. Feline Nutrition Feline Nutrition Foundation has also got a lot of recipes on their website. So you may just have to look. I am currently using small batch raw, and my cats really, really like that. Vital Essentials is another great brand if you want raw, or if you want to experiment with freeze-dried with them. Sometimes, every company has a different recipe, and they have different sourcing. So just because your cat doesn't like one raw brand doesn't mean that they wouldn't like another or a freeze-dried brand. So you kind of have to just try different things until you find something that works. Let's see. Anything else? We're getting close to the top of the hour. This has been fun, you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop me an email. I'm always available to bring on by email if you have specific questions, or if you want to learn more about services or specific products that we carry. Happy to do that for you. And if you try any of the recommendations that kind of came up tonight, give me an update. How'd it go? Did it work? What did they think? It's always kind of fun to get the feedback, and if something doesn't work, we can try something else. So, oh, you're so welcome. Okay. Well, I think we will wrap up then. Let me just double check email one more time. Nope, all is good there. Okay. Well, you guys have a great May 5th. Today is Cinco de Mayo. So if you are having Mexican food, more power to you. I wish I was having Mexican food and a margarita or something. That sounds really good right now. But anyway, happy Cinco de Mayo day. Have a great rest of your week. And we will see you next month for Energy Testing Live, if not before then. Okay, so have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later.